Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Zach from SmallCarCamp.com, and today in this video what I want to talk about is a comparison between sleeping pads and air mattresses for camping. So the short answer on what I think about these two items and how they relate to camping is that I believe that sleeping pads are more versatile, and I think that they're going to be better suited for most situations, pretty much except for one camping situation. So there are a few questions that you need to ask yourself about what kind of camping you're going to be doing and what do you prefer, what kind of experience do you prefer while camping. And the first question I want you to ask yourself is, so which option is more comfortable, an air mattress or a sleeping bag? And I think it's pretty obvious here. An air mattress is usually going to be a little more comfortable than sleeping pads, but that's if the weather is right. So air mattresses, they take a lot of air to fill up. And in that air can become just as cold as the ambient temperature around you. So therefore, air mattresses aren't very well at insulating the heat, whereas sleeping pads are specifically designed to be insulated. So they have different insulating properties. Different sleeping pads can have various R values, which is resistant values, which is how well it resists heat loss. So if it's a very cold temperature outside, you're probably shouldn't be using an air mattress. But if you're camping during the summer and it's fairly warm outside and you want a more comfortable option, then an air mattress is going to be the more comfortable option. So in the case of comfort, the air mattress does win. The next question you want to ask yourself is, which is going to keep you warmer? And I kind of just answered that, right? So sleeping pads are going to keep you much warmer because they can actually insulate you from the ground. So if you were to sleep just on the cold hard ground, you would lose a lot of body heat from under you because your body's in contact with a cold surface. Whereas the sleeping pad, it gets a little bit of room between you and the floor, and it also has built-in insulating properties that help reduce the amount of heat loss from under you. Now, air mattresses, they do get you raised up above the floor, obviously, but they don't do as good of a job as insulating you from the heat, since it's just like a thin layer of plastic. And all that air that's inside the air mattress is going to be just as cold as the outside air. So there's going to be a lot of heat loss on an air mattress, and especially if you don't have something else on it, like covering it to insulate you a little bit better. So when it comes to warmth, the sleeping pad is the clear winner. The next question you might want to ask yourself is, which option will take up less space? And if you know what a sleeping pad is and what an air mattress is, you probably already know the answer. So sleeping pads are a lot smaller and therefore take up a lot less space than air mattresses. So sleeping pads are pretty much going to be your go-to option for lighter and more minimalist camping. Especially things like backpacking. But if you're car camping and you're really close to your car, then having an air mattress really isn't a big deal. But if you have like a walk-in campsite where you might have to walk a little bit in order to access it, then a sleeping pad is going to weigh a lot more. It's going to weigh a lot less, and it's going to be a lot smaller and easier to carry. So when it comes to how much weight and how much space things take up, the sleeping pad is the clear winner there. Alright, and another question you might want to ask yourself is, which option is going to last longer? So longevity of the product. Now, of course, this is going to depend on the quality of the product that you purchase. All things are not built the same, and that's also going to be reflected in the price that you pay. So typically more high quality items are going to last longer, and they're also going to cost more because of it. Now, that doesn't mean you have to spend top dollar on your sleeping pad or on your air mattress. But if you get a very cheap like air mattress for like $10 to $20, most likely it's not going to last very long. So I've had one myself. I've had a really cheap air mattress, and it's really a hit or miss with those. So they can either last you, multiple trips, or they can go after just the very first one. A lot of things can go wrong with the cheap air mattresses. They can begin to bubble up in one part of it, pretty much making like a big lump, very uncomfortable. They can just deflate for no real good reason, so they're not able to hold their air in. And so if you are going to go with an air mattress, you're going to have to spend a little bit more in order to get a good quality one. Now I believe that the sleeping pads are usually built a lot more tougher since they're designed for camping, such as backpacking and more versatile options. So sleeping pads are more likely to last longer and make it through more trips because they're just designed to be a little more rugged and designed for that purpose, whereas an air mattress usually isn't designed exactly for camping, although there is specific camping ones. They're usually designed for home use. So when it comes to longevity and the product lasting longer, the sleeping pad is the clear winner here. Alright, and the next thing that you want to ask yourself is which one is going to cost you less, right? So cost is usually a very big factor in most of the decisions that we make every day. I know it is for me, and it probably is for you. So which option is going to cost less over time? So like I mentioned earlier, you could get a sleep air mattress, or you could get a cheap air mattress, but it might not last you very long, so you might end up paying more because you have to keep replacing it. Whereas if you get a good high quality sleeping pad, the life that it might last you might be a long time, so you might pay a little bit more for that good quality sleeping bag initially, but over time it's going to pay for itself many times over compared to having to replace like a cheap air mattress or even just a cheap sleeping pad. So it's important that you get something pretty good, but you do not have to pay exorbitant amounts of money for a good product. So when it comes to cost, I believe the sleeping pad is the winner when it comes to cost. Alright, another question that you might have to ask yourself is which option is more versatile? And I think leading up to this point, you might already know the answer. Sleeping pads are extremely versatile. They can pretty much be used in any camping situation, whether you are backpacking, you are car camping, or whatever. So sleeping pads are extremely versatile. In air mattresses, they really can only be used for car camping if you're really close to your car, because you're going to have to fill them up. If you have you have to have a pump. You usually can't blow those up by mouth. So when it comes to versatility, sleeping pads are extremely versatile when compared to air mattresses. And so the final thing that I want to give to you is, why not choose both? Why not get a sleeping pad and an air mattress? So I know this video is supposed to be comparing the two, but what I personally do, and I'd probably recommend to you, is that you get one of each. Get an air mattress and get a sleeping pad, because most likely you're going to have camping trips that are very much different from each other, that might require one over the other. Maybe you want to have a more luxurious camping experience, then bring your air mattress and go car camping. Or maybe you want to go and try a little bit more rugged experience and go to a more isolated campground. Well, then bring your sleeping pad and hike it in. What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to get stuck in the thought of it's one or the other. You can utilize both, and you can have both readily available for you for different camping situations that you might find yourself in. So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and click the link in the description below. I'm going to link you to a page that has me and the products that I personally use, the sleeping pads and the air mattress, when I go camping. And I talk a little bit about them and my experiences with them, and I think it'll really help you out and make your decision whether you want to go with a sleeping pad or an air mattress, or preferably both like I do. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Zach from SmallCarCamp.com, and have a great day.